Welcome back to the channel, where pocket change becomes a treasure in this episode. We are diving into 3 Jefferson nickels that collectors are hunting in 2025, the 1987p, 1989p, and 1998p nickels. We'll break down the hidden details, the mint errors, the grading secrets, and the market value of each coin. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you might realize you've been holding onto a small fortune without even knowing it. Let's go start video.
It may look like just another 5-cent piece, but the 1987p Jefferson nickel holds stories of American history, hidden minting details, and even collector value you might not expect. If you've ever found this coin in your pocket change, you could be holding a small piece of numismatic intrigue. To understand the 1987p Jefferson nickel, we need to rewind to 1938, when the U.S. Mint introduced the Jefferson nickel, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed by artist Felix Schlag, the Jefferson nickel honored the 3rd President of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, and showcased his famous home, Monticello, on the reverse. Insert visual timeline from 1938 to 1987, with close-ups of different years. For decades, this coin stayed largely unchanged in design, and yet every year tells a new story. By 1987, America was experiencing major social, economic, and political shifts, and even something as simple as a nickel reflected at that time. Let's zero in on the coin in question, the 1987p Jefferson nickel. The P mint mark indicates it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which produced a staggering 438,481,483 of these nickels in 1987. That's nearly 500 million coins. Show mint stats and charts. At first glance, this may seem like an ordinary coin: high mintage, low denomination, common in circulation. But as we'll see, not all nickels are created equal. The obverse of the 1987p nickel features a left-facing portrait of Jefferson, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the year 1987. Just beside Jefferson's ponytail lies the P mint mark. Use high-res images and to point out features. The reverse shows Monticello, Jefferson's iconic estate in Virginia. Underneath, you'll see the inscriptions: E pluribus unum, Monticello 5 cents, and United States of America. This year didn't include any special commemorative issues, but collectors still hunt for die varieties, full steps, and high-grade examples. One of the most important terms for Jefferson nickel collectors are full steps, or FS. Show animation or diagram of Monticello steps. The steps at the base of Monticello must be fully struck and unbroken for a coin to be classified as a full steps nickel. On the 1987p, this is rare, especially in circulation. Coins graded MS65 full steps or better can fetch a surprising premium according to PCGS and NGC population reports. Only a small fraction of the total 1987p nickels qualify as FS. Some of these full-step nickels have sold for $100 to $400, with the highest grades reaching over $1,000 at auction. The minting process is never perfect. The more coins a mint produces, the more likely errors will occur. The 1987 P is known to have a few types of errors and varieties that collectors love to search for. Off-center strikes, die cracks and cuds, double die obverse or reverse though rare in this year, misaligned dies, struck on the wrong planchet. Show examples or animations of each. While not every error adds huge value, dramatic and unusual examples can be worth $50 to several $100s, depending on their visibility and uniqueness. Every coin is a time capsule. 1987 was a unique year in American history. The Cold War was nearing its end. Ronald Reagan was president. Black Monday, the worst stock market crash since the Great Depression, happened in October 1987. Meanwhile, the U.S. Mint continued to operate at full scale, producing billions of coins to meet the needs of a growing economy. The Jefferson nickel, unchanged since 1938, remained a silent witness to these historic changes. Narrator: So, is the 1987 P nickel valuable? Most circulated coins are worth face value just 5 cents. But the condition is everything. Here's a breakdown of current values as of 2025. Grade regular strike full steps, 25 cents not applicable. $3 to $10, $50 to $150. FS, $200 to $1,000 plus. Error coin varies $50 to $500 plus. The key takeaway: most 1987 P nickels won't make you rich, but the rare few that are well struck, uncirculated, or feature dramatic errors can be quite desirable. The 1987 P Jefferson nickel may seem common, but within that vast mintage lie hidden gems. Whether you're a casual collector, a roll hunter, or a seasoned numismatist, this coin offers opportunities to learn, hunt, and potentially profit. To understand the 1989 P nickel, we first need to look at its series, the Jefferson nickel, first minted in 1938. Designed by Felix Schlag, the Jefferson nickel replaced the Buffalo nickel and featured a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third U.S. president and author of the Declaration of Independence. The reverse featured his home, Monticello, a neoclassical plantation in Virginia. Felix Schlag's design was used for decades with only minor changes until 2004-2006, when the Westward Journey series briefly replaced it. So, by 1989, this design was over 50 years old, yet still a staple of American coinage. However, that year brought with it subtle shifts in quality and a few surprises. The P mint mark on the coin tells us it was minted in Philadelphia. In 1989, the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia produced just over 567 million Jefferson nickels, to be exact, 567,068,000 coins. That's a high number, making the coin quite common in circulated condition. But not all coins are equal. Coins struck at high speed for general circulation often show weak strikes, die wear, and inconsistent detail in Jefferson's hair and Monticello's pillars. However, a small number were struck perfectly or preserved carefully, and these are the ones collectors hunt for today. Let's take a closer look at the design details of the 1989 P nickel. Portrait of Thomas Jefferson facing left. The inscriptions include: "In God We Trust," "Liberty," the date 1989, and the P mint mark to the right of Jefferson's bust. Monticello, Jefferson's famous home. Above it E pluribus unum. Below it Monticello 5 cents and United States of America. The design is simple, yet elegant, but in 1989, coins often showed weakness in the Monticello steps, one of the most important diagnostic points for grading. Full steps, FS. A designation given by PCGS and NGC indicates that all 6 steps of Monticello are fully visible and struck. Clearly, finding a 1989 P with full steps is extremely rare and valuable. So, how much is a 1989 P nickel worth today? In circulated condition, what you'd find in everyday change, it's worth face value 5 cents. But in higher grades, values increase dramatically. Grade approximate value: MS60, MS63 25 cents to $1. MS64, MS65 $1 to $5. MS66, no full steps, $15 to $30. MS66 with full steps $100 to $250. MS67 full steps $500 plus, extremely rare. The top auction record for a 1989 P full steps nickel was over $1,000, making this common coin a potential jackpot for sharp-eyed collectors. Now let's talk about the most exciting part for many collectors: error coins. The 1989 P nickel is known to have some interesting errors and varieties, including coins where the design is shifted noticeably. A 10 to 20% off-center 1989 P nickel can sell for $10 to $50, depending on condition. Look for slight doubling in the words liberty or the date. These are scarce but can fetch $50 to $200 plus if verified. Die cracks and cuds. Small raised lines or blobs on the coin where the die cracked. These minor errors are often worth $5 to $30, depending on size and visibility. Clipped planchets. Part of the coin's edge is missing due to a mistake in blank production. These oddities can bring $10 to $100, especially in uncirculated condition. Always examine your 1989 P nickels carefully under magnification. You never know what you might find. So why would someone collect a coin as recent as 1989? There are a few reasons. Jefferson nickel set builders. Many collectors want a complete run from 1938 to today, and they seek the best grade possible for each year. Full steps challenge. Collecting every year and mint mark with full steps is an incredibly challenging goal. Modern error collectors. 1980s coins often have underappreciated errors and varieties. Because of these reasons, the 1989 P Jefferson nickel in top condition or with errors can hold more value than you'd expect. It's not just about age, it's about condition, rarity, and collector interest. Next, 5 cents 1998 P. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin featured a forward-facing bust of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, and his famous Virginia home, Monticello, on the reverse. This design stayed largely unchanged for decades, with only minor modifications. Fast forward to 1998, America was on the brink of the 21st century, and coin production was in full swing. The Philadelphia Mint, marked by the letter P on the coin, struck hundreds of millions of nickels that year. Most of these coins entered circulation and lived ordinary lives in pockets, cash registers, and piggy banks. But among them, a small number stood out due to minting errors or exceptional strike quality. The 1998 P. Jefferson nickel has composition 75% copper, 25% nickel. Weight 5.00 grams. Diameter 21.21 millimeters. Edge plain, smooth. Obverse designer Felix Schlag. Reverse design Monticello, Jefferson's. Home. On the obverse, you'll see Jefferson's. Bust facing left, the words In God We Trust, the year 1998, and the P Mint mark just next to the date. On the reverse, Monticello sits proudly in the center with E pluribus unum above and United States of America below. The 1998 P. Jefferson nickel had a massive mintage. Approximately 688,515,000 coins were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. With such high production, most coins are extremely common and carry no extra value beyond face value unless they have special characteristics like full steps or rare minting errors. Circulated coins, worth about 5 cents to 20 cents. Uncirculated examples, mint state, worth around 40 cents to $1.25. Full steps varieties, these are coins with a perfectly struck Monticello showing all the steps clearly. They are much rarer and can sell for hundreds of dollars. Auction record, a 1998 P nickel graded MS-67 with full steps sold for $920. While most nickels are ordinary, certain 1998 P nickels are rare and highly collectible because of mint errors. Here are some to watch for. Off-center strikes, the design is misaligned, leaving part of the blank planchet visible. Double strikes, the coin is struck twice, producing overlapping images. Broad strikes, the collar that holds the coin during striking fails, causing the coin to spread out and lose its rim. Clipped planchets, part of the coin is missing because the metal blank was improperly cut. Struck on wrong planchet, a famous example is a 1998 P nickel struck on a 1997 Lincoln cent planchet. It sold for over $6,300 at auction. Die cracks and cuds, raised metal lines or blobs caused by a damaged die. Struck through errors, something like cloth, grease, or wire gets between the die and the blank during striking, leaving unusual marks. If you want to find a valuable 1998 P nickel, check the steps on Monticello. Full steps varieties are the most valuable. Look for sharp, clear details, especially on Jefferson's hair and face. Examine coins under magnification for doubling, cracks, or other errors. Store high-grade coins in protective holders to preserve their value. Consider sending rare finds to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for professional evaluation. Millions of 1987, 1989, and 1998 nickels exist, but only a few are valuable. What separates them? Condition, strike, and the unexpected. So check your jars. Go through your collections, because that nickel in the drawer might be worth more than you think. Have you found one of these rare Jefferson Nichols? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss the next episode. More valuable coin videos are coming soon, so stay curious, stay collecting, and stay tuned.